Have you ever had a close call? Something that should have ended badly, but somehow you walked away from it scratch free? But what if you didn't? What if in that moment your consciousness shifted to another reality, to another version of yourself that survived? Tonight, we're diving into the theory of quantum immortality and glitches in the matrix, because these eerie encounters might just prove that these phenomenons are real. What's good? What's good in the YouTube hood? It's your girl, Luna Nova, and I'm back with another one for y'all today. Welcome back to the Mystic Muse, where we dive into the eerie, the creepy, and the unexplained. And tonight we're going to go ahead and dive into one of the more new theories. And I say new with air quotes because it's not really new, it's just been given a new term or an alternative term. And that would be glitches in the matrix and quantum immortality. And of course, it's surrounded by the idea that your consciousness never dies. Again, we all know that energy can only be transferred, it cannot be created nor destroyed. So, with that being said, I definitely wholeheartedly believe in this theory. But again, that's just me. But the question is, what do you think? Tonight, we're diving into these eerie encounters that will really make you question, is death really the end? So, with that being said, go ahead and grab you a drink, grab you a snack, and let's go ahead and get into tonight's creepy compilation, Only If You Dare.
I went to a bookstore and found my birth chart written on the back cover of a book. The Only Way to Learn Astrology, Volume 1. I had a really trippy experience at Fahrenheit Books in Denver yesterday, so I felt drawn to go back to that bookstore and see what was in their metaphysics aisle. They had an incredible metaphysics selection. Their books were overflowing on like the ground. So if you are into metaphysics, go travel to Denver and go to Fahrenheit Books. Phenomenal, small, local bookstore. Before we talk about the fact that my birth chart is literally written in this book on the back cover, let's talk about all of the books that I picked up. Not only did I get The Only Way to Learn Astrology, Volume 1, but I also got The Only Way to Learn Astrology Volume 3. Volume 2 was not there, so I'm gonna have to order that. Karmic Astrology, The Part of Fortune, because I have yet to find any book dedicated to just this, so I got really jazzed. Then we have Karmic Astrology, Retrogrades and Reincarnation. I have been trying to research more about retrogrades and better understand them, but none of the astrology books that I have really go into depth about it. But this book literally talks about every single placement that you could have in retrograde, including the signs and the houses that they're in. A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking. I've always wanted to read this. And Psychedelic Medicine, because your girl loves tripping on acid. Always looking for more astrology books to read, but ones published before like 1980, because I want to see what people had to say before the age of the internet. I want to see what traditional astrologers who spent their entire life reading charts have to say about astrology. I don't want to read some blog. I don't want to talk to ChatGPT. I want to know what the hardcore astrologers have to say about the topic. So I'm always trying to cross-reference several books. I've read so many books on astrology, and I'm constantly reading more so that I can recommend the best books to people. Back to this book, because this is fucking wild. Now, out of all of the books I get, I decide to pick this one up first to read it. And I see on the cover, it says, free chart offer. And I was like, well, it was published in 1976, but maybe it's still valid. So I go to the back of the book and I see some writing on the back cover. It says, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. I was like, that's weird. That's my big three. Cancer, rising, Leo, moon, Virgo, sun. How bizarre. And then it says 10, Aries, 11, Taurus, 12, Gemini, 1, Cancer, so on and so forth. And I realize those are the house placements, the house cusps. And those are my exact house cusps. A lot of Cancer risings will have Pisces ruling over the 10th house, but this one has Aries, just like me. So I was like losing my goddamn mind. I was like, oh my God, those are my big three written at the top. And then these are my cusp rulers. And I was thinking about my Libra North node in the 4th house yesterday on my way to this bookstore. And then the fact that the 10th house is at the top in Aries, which that's where my South node is at, that just kind of tripped me up. So I was like, whoa, that's really weird. And I tell my boyfriend, I'm like, why the fuck is my birth chart written on the back of this book? Like, why? What are the odds? Then I see this piece of loose leaf paper. Now on this piece of paper is just notes about astrology. It just looks like the girl who had this book before me was practicing her astrological knowledge and writing everything down and filling out a chart from scratch. What is weird about this is that this is my exact handwriting. I know you don't know what my handwriting looks like, but this is my handwriting, trust me. This is exactly to a T how I write, how my notes look, how I draw things out. I could not believe it. I was like, not only is my birth chart in the back of this book, but the girl's notes is in my handwriting. So now I'm determined to find out who was the owner of this book before it was sold to Fahrenheit Books, but who knows, it could have gone through multiple people. But I need to find the owner of this book because she has my birth chart and she also has the same handwriting as me. Or maybe it was me. Maybe it was me that already wrote this. I don't know. Is this a glitch in the Matrix?
Okay, I need to talk about the literal craziest glitch in the Matrix experience I ever had, and my close friend was a direct witness. We literally watched an object like disappear and vanish in front of our eyes. Like, I've literally tried to come up with like every possible logical explanation that it could have been, but I've never been able to come up with one to this day. So basically the story is we're on a trip, we're in LA. Both me and my friend were hunched over on the floor. Her head is like right here, right next to mine. We're really close. And I have a pile of my jewelry in my hand. This specific earring backing was like at the very top, and it's like clear, it's like a very recognizable shape. Like none of my other jewelry looks like this. So we were talking, chatting, it was right here. And so for a moment, I take the box, this is my fake jewelry box, and it passes over our vision. So like we can't see it for like a second, and like I don't move at all, like we're still talking, and then by the time that like the box is like I move it and it's gone. Sorry, I was just like hella stumbling over my words, but like it was genuinely something so shocking. We both like targeted on my hand and we were like, where did it go? Like what happened to it? I was like, girl, like I don't know, I didn't move. Like you saw that too, right? Like I just covered it and it was gone. And we were both tripping for a second. Like the floors were hardwood and clean, so we were just like looking around like, did it bounce somewhere? Did it get caught on my clothes? But no, like that thing was gone in thin air. And we spent the next like 10 minutes like actually just like on the floor looking for it, like looking in every possible place. But no, it was just our vision was covered and it was gone. And so it like had us both really confused, but it was like whatever, like we're packing up, we got to get home. And I just remember being so distraught over that earring, even though it's like a Temu earring. I was still just like, God, like I really wanted to wear those. I was really upset. And I remember my grandma always telling me like you can pray for your lost items to come back. So I was just kind of like sending out little prayers like, please bring me my earring backing, please. Like it was erased from existence. Like there was literally, it was gone. And then fast forward like 6 to 8 months later, like just one random day, I walk into my room and it was placed neatly on the top of my bed, like just like it was placed there. And so I ran with the earring backing into my grandma's room and I was like, grandma, look what I found. Like I was praying for this, like I wanted this earring backing. And she looks at me like with just pure shock and she's like, and I was like, girl, what's wrong? And she said, a piece of jewelry I had been praying for years showed up today. It was a necklace that her mom gave her, and she said that it showed up in a place it absolutely shouldn't have been. It was placed right on top of her socks in her sock drawer. And she knows that like that was just put there because she like uses socks every single day. But yeah, that was just like the craziest thing ever. Like if I didn't have another person there to witness this actual object disappearing, then like I genuinely don't think that anybody would have believed me. I think that everybody would have thought I was tripping, that I just dropped it or whatever. But the both of us saw it literally completely vanish. It looked almost like a magic trick, like sleight of hand, but like I don't know. I still can't explain that one.
I am on the way to work and I just had the most unsettling experience and I need someone to explain this to me. I take the same route to work every single day or every time I work, and I'm like 15 minutes past my house. I'm on the highway. I have an hour drive. I always put it in my map so I can see if there's traffic or cops up ahead, and I'm listening to an audiobook. Like I'm very aware of my surroundings, and I get to a point in the highway where the 3 lanes turns into 2 lanes, and the car in front of me was going really slow, and I was like annoyed because I was thinking, oh shit, I'm not gonna be able to get in front of this car before the lanes turn into 2. I'm gonna be stuck behind them. And then there was like a little glint of light, and I looked out my window and a plane flew in front of the sun. It was very pretty, it was shiny, and I was like, oh wow, the sun looks so cute. I wish I could take a picture, but like I'm driving and my windshield is dirty. Like I had all these conscious thoughts. And then the lanes just keep being 3 lanes, and I'm like trying to look around the car in front of me to see when it's going to go down to 2 lanes, because I'm like, I'm about to like have to merge. And then it doesn't merge, and there's like trees, and this part where the highway does that, there's no trees in the median, and I'm like, wait, that's weird. And then I look, and there's an exit for Shore Pump, which is like an exit that I'd already passed 5 miles ago, 5 minutes ago. So I'm like, wait a second, did I like black out and take an exit? Am I going the wrong way? And I look at my maps, and it says now my ETA is 6:50 instead of 6:52. So I took 2 minutes off. But I'm like, that's so weird. I just passed Shore Pump like 5 minutes ago. Like, what is going on? And then I freaked out thinking like, am I having a stroke? And I started getting really sweaty, and my heart started racing. And I'm like, am I having like a medical emergency right now? I couldn't even speak. I was just like looking at the road, and I became so disoriented and confused. I was like, I have absolutely no idea where I am right now, and I drive this highway every single day on the way to work. And then I see the sign for the exit, which is like a mile before the lanes become 3, and I was like, I was literally just here. And I look over, and there's a plane flying in front of the sun, and the sun looks beautiful, and I thought like, okay, sun still looks really good, there's a plane up there, but I just did all this 5 minutes ago, and I somehow took 2 minutes off, and I know that I didn't exit, like I didn't, essentially I was somewhere, and then I somehow ended up like 5 miles behind and drove through the same thing again. And I don't know if I just drove through like a glitch in the matrix, or like a wormhole, or a little timeline hop, or what just happened, but it was the most unsettling thing. And it wasn't like I zoned out and didn't realize where I was. Like I was very focused on the road, very focused on the traffic, listening to my audiobook, like very with it. I didn't zone out. I was there. I almost merged, and then I never merged, and then all of a sudden I was back. And I passed the same thing all over again. Except for it was a different car in front of me. And there wasn't traffic, and I didn't get stuck behind any slow cars. And I'm so uncomfortable right now. I literally have goosebumps. I feel nauseous. Somebody explain to me what that was.
I think I experienced a glitch in the matrix, and I don't have anyone to talk to about this, so I'm gonna tell you while I'm putting my makeup on. So on my other account, I do TikTok Shop affiliate, and brands reach out to me to collab, and one of the brands that I collaborated with recently is called Bedlore. So I selected a mattress protector from their page, and it was like black with gold details on it. It's actually really pretty and really good quality. Anyway, the only other mattress protector I've ever owned in my life is this white, like really shitty, dingy quality one. And in the video that I made for Bedlore, I'm taking the old one off my bed, literally throwing it away and replacing it with this new one from them. I've been using this mattress protector now for like 6 months, okay? Which means I have taken it off my bed, washed it, dried it, and put it back on my bed multiple times. Last weekend, I take my mattress protector off my bed, and I notice there's a second mattress protector underneath it, also from Bedlore, the same company. I didn't think much of it. It was just a really like frantic morning for me, so I was kind of like spacey and not really paying very much attention to what was going on. And even when it comes time to switch my laundry over from the washer, I notice again there's 2 mattress protectors in the washer right now. And I notice it, but I still don't really give it much thought. For some reason, it's not until I'm actually making my bed that my brain flags this as like something that's weird. And I'm like, where did this second mattress protector come from? I had never even heard of this company, Bedlore, until I made that TikTok video for them, and they only sent me 1 mattress protector. I don't know where this second one came from. I have no idea. What I think happened was there was an alternate version of me that received a collaboration invite from Bedlore and agreed to it, and then chose a different pattern mattress protector from them. And I think somehow that version got fucked with this version, and now I have 2 mattress protectors. Now, I've only told this story to 2 other people, and those people both said the same thing. What if Bedlore accidentally wrapped a second one in the first one? But the thing is, that would mean that it went through multiple washes and dries and reinstalls without me noticing that. Also, in the videos that I made for the mattress protector, baby, I had to like soak the mattress protector and then lift it up to show that there was nothing underneath on the mattress, that it didn't get wet anywhere. And you're telling me that I would have had to do that multiple times and peel this thing up and didn't notice that there was a second protector underneath? Like, it just is not making sense to me. So either somebody installed a mattress protector on my bed when I wasn't looking, or there was a glitch in the matrix. So I don't know. Maybe you can tell me what your theory is.
Activity literally saved my life. If you guys know me, you'll know that I struggle with depression, and I am currently doing TMS treatment for that depression. But before this, I dealt with depression my entire life. Well, one day when I was 19, I was dealing with this very bad depression, and I was at a very big low. I was at work, and I had essentially decided that I was going to end my subscription to breathing. At the time, I worked at an ice cream shop, and I was the only person working because it was a really shitty day outside. So I had gone in, turned on the Pandora radio, and for anybody who doesn't remember Pandora radio, you can't like play certain songs or repeat songs or do any of that. After the moment that I had essentially decided to end my subscription to breathing, I kind of just thought in my head, like, why? Because I was raised religious and I had heard so many things about miracles happening, and I did believe that miracles happen for people, and I just didn't understand like why something like that couldn't happen for me, because I was trying so hard to want to live. After this thought, the song Build Me Up Buttercup came on the radio. And the song Build Me Up Buttercup is my feel-good song. It like reminds me of all of the good in the world, because I volunteered at a youth group when I was younger, and we did a flash mob to that song. So it like reminded me of all the purity and all the good in the world. I thought to myself, wow, like what a coincidence this song would come on. If only this song could play for an hour straight, then I would be okay. And that was just a thought in my head. Immediately I realized like it's a Pandora radio, that's not going to happen. It doesn't repeat songs. So I just went back to cleaning an ice cream case and crying. When that song finished, the next song that came on the radio was Build Me Up Buttercup. I immediately froze, because in my year and a half of working there, I had never heard a song repeat like that back to back ever. Like I hadn't even heard the same song repeated during a shift. I kind of like got lost in the amazement of that, and I was just cleaning the case again, and I was like, wow, what an interesting coincidence. And then the song ends. The next song that comes on my life, on my dog's life, is Build Me Up Buttercup. This song continued to play for an hour straight. I watched the clock and I was freaking the fuck out. It was like in that moment I knew that there was something more, and it was listening, because that was something that I had only thought to myself in my head. I thought about every single possible explanation that there could be. I couldn't think of one single logical explanation. Like I mentioned, I knew in this moment that there was something more and that it was listening, because there was no logical explanation for how this could have happened. Like that specific song for the exact amount of time that I specified in my brain. This has never happened in the entirety of me working there. So yeah, in that moment I became very fascinated with the paranormal, and I wanted answers. That's what led me down this rabbit hole, and honestly why I'm still here now.
I need to tell you about the craziest glitch in the Matrix that I think has probably ever happened to me ever, that happened to me like 2 days ago. Trust me, it's really wild. So my oldest daughter, she's 14. She has like both of her ears pierced like this, like double piercing. Not gauged like mine, but like you get what I'm saying. We're sitting on her bed and, you know, I'm saying goodnight to her, and I like look at her right ear and I'm like, oh no, your second earring is missing. And she usually wears these like silver hoops in that hole. And she immediately goes like, oh no, and like grabs her ear, right? And I was like, yeah, when was the last time you remember like feeling it there or seeing it there? She's like, well, I was in the bathroom just a little bit ago. And I was like, okay, well, like, let's look for it. So we turn on all the lights, and I'm like looking on the ground, and she goes into the bathroom and she's like looking at her ear, and she's like, dang, like, what, how did it even come out? It's so hard to get out of there. And I was like, beats me. I have no idea. So we're looking around. 5-6 minutes of like looking. She comes back in. She's like, it's not in the bathroom. I can't find it. I'm really upset. And she's like grabbing her ear again. She's like, oh, this is so frustrating. She kneels down to like move a pile of laundry to see if maybe it like fell when she was putting on her pajamas. Comes back up, grabs her ear again, and goes, Mom, my earring is there. Her earring had reappeared in her ear. Reappeared. Now, to be super clear, I had seen it gone. She had felt it multiple times. She had looked at herself in the mirror and saw that it was gone. Knelt down, moved laundry, stood back up, earring there. When I say the timelines are messy right now and we're playing a game of very tangled cat's cradle, this is what I
Y'all,
mean.
can somebody explain this to me real quick? I just had like my first real glitch in the Matrix and I'm tweaking out. So my daughter starts ballet soon. So last night I ordered some of the things that she needed for her little ballet outfit to come in the mail today, overnight shipping, Amazon. So I went outside because it was delivered, and I got the box. The box was sealed, as Amazon boxes are, okay? It was sealed on both sides. So I got a knife. I came over here. My baby, she's playing over there in a different area, okay? I get the knife. I open the box, okay? And in the box, you know, her ballet stuff came in these little bags. She had her ballet shoes, she had her leotard, and then she had her tights, okay? So I had taken that all out. That was all separately packaged. And then there was this stuff, okay? So I just went to take it out to make sure. So I went to take it out. And out of this freshly sealed box and this paper, this fell out, okay? Now, this is a silicone rainbow building set. I got my baby this from Target months ago. And for months, this piece has been missing. So this is how it's been. There's one more piece missing. But these are all the pieces that we've had, okay? And this is one of the exact pieces that has been missing. And it came out of that sealed Amazon box. What?
I have a story for you that I think was a glitch in the matrix, but you decide. This was about 6 to 8 months ago, and it still has me rattled, and I don't know what to think of it. My husband and I, we were on our way home from running errands, and I convinced him to stop by Goodwill so I could shop for just a few minutes. He is not a thrifter, but always gives me time when we have it. We had groceries in the car, so I didn't plan on staying very long, and I did not grab a cart when we walked in the store. This is important. Another important detail. This particular Goodwill has pretty short clothing racks. I'm 5'7", and I can see over them with no problem. And their shelving is also like the open air type where you can see through them. So I can see the entire store from pretty much anywhere in the store. About 10 or so minutes into shopping, I have an armload of stuff and I realize I need a cart. My husband says he'll go grab one and I can just stay there and keep looking at the dresses. Great. I literally watched him head in the direction of the cart corral, and from where I was standing in the store, I had a clear shot of it. I turned back around to keep looking at the dresses, and after what seemed like 4 or 5 minutes, he wasn't back yet. I assumed he just got distracted somewhere else in the store and set out to find him. I turned around and scanned the store from where I was standing, and I didn't see him. At first, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I thought he probably just like blended in with the racks somewhere, but I started to look for him, and he was nowhere in the store. As I'm walking around the store looking for him, I have this overwhelming feeling wash over me, and it was basically this thought that I did not have a husband, he did not exist, and I was living in a dream. At this point, I was panicking so much that I started to cry. I did another lap around the store and turned one last time to face the cart corral, and I kid you not, he was walking toward me with an empty cart. When he got over to me, he could tell that I was upset and I'd been crying, and he was like, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" And I said, "Where have you been? I've been looking everywhere for you." And he was like, "What are you talking about?" I walked up to get a cart and I walked right back. I've been gone less than a minute. I'm not joking when I say in my reality, he was gone at least 10 minutes. And most of that 10 minutes, I felt like he seriously did not exist. Not just in the store, but in the world. It was the freakiest thing. To this day, I have no clue what happened.
I want to hear all of your glitch in the matrix, unexplainable, weird stories because they are fascinating to me. And we can make this a series. This can be episode 1 because I have plenty of them. This one's my mom's. She was driving from Atlanta to North Carolina. It's the middle of the night. She's on the phone with my grandma, and my grandma is helping her over maps, Google Maps, because my mom was running out of gas and she was panicking a little bit because she was in the middle of fucking nowhere, okay? Finally, over the hill, she sees a lit up beautiful gas station. So she pulls in, she pumps her gas, uses her card, and then she goes to walk in to pee before she leaves. So she's walking towards the door, and as she gets to the door, her mom called her and goes, "You ran out of gas, didn't you?" And my mom's like, "No, I'm at a gas station. Is my car, do you not see it?" She said, "No, your car's like parked in the middle of nowhere. Where are you?" And she said, I'm at a gas station." And as she's saying that, she goes to pull the door and it's locked. And she looks up and there's a close sign, and she was like, "Oh, I just got gas, that's weird." She turns around, everything's dark. No lights on, no people, no cars, bars on the windows, boarded up windows, a completely abandoned gas station. Ugh, it makes me want to throw up thinking about it. So of course, like any normal human, my mom's like, I've lost my mind, or I've fallen into a different dimension. She speeds off, gets on the interstate, completely weirded out, looks at her gas tank. Her gas is full. She got gas at this non-existent gas station. It's not on her credit card history, nothing. They go back, look on maps, there's no gas station there. Never figured it out. It's been years.
Have you ever had an encounter that really made you question reality? I'm talking about things that you just simply can't explain. Maybe a moment that felt like time was reset, or maybe a near-death encounter. Send in all of your creepy stories to themysticmusecreations@gmail.com for a chance for it to be featured right here on the channel for Mystic Monday. And you guys, please do not kill me. I know that I did not post this Monday for Mystic Monday like I promised that I would. There's been a lot going on this week, but I promise I am getting around to it because I saw y'all in the comments for the first 2 episodes that I posted saying that you guys wanted more, especially the last episode. I saw people in the comments saying that they wanted a part 2. I know the part 2 and part 3 are coming. All right, please be patient with me. But of course, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments your encounters, or again, send them in for Mystic Monday. And if you're looking for more deep dives, especially for this month, because this month is Hoodoo Heritage Month, and if you've been keeping up with my shorts here on the channel, you see I've been posting every day a little nugget, something for you guys, so you can learn a little bit more about Black culture and Hoodoo history. Because the rest of the series, yes, I teased y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it for y'all. I teased y'all. The rest of the series is going to be posted only for the members. So again, if you are wanting to get the rest of those Hoodoo facts for the rest of Hoodoo History Month, because again, y'all only got the first 10 days. So if you're wanting the rest of it, be sure to join the channel as a member. But until next time, be sure to drink your water, mind your business, and stay pretty and protected. And as always, Luna loves you. I'll be back with another video for you guys if the spirits allow it.